Identity politics is the foundation of left-wing coded ideology. Demanding that the world accept your identity is paramount. So why is AOC ashamed of her identity, of where she came from?
And we asked, what does it mean to be two working class women showing up to the Met?
She never talks about Yorktown Heights, and I can't figure it out. Be true to yourself. Come out of the closet and embrace your white, leafy, suburban roots. Set an example for all these little kids living in safe, peaceful, low-crime, clean communities like the one you come from. We see you. You matter. Your identity is respected. AOC, you could literally save lives. Or at least a couple of science projects.
But to do that, AOC would have to admit that her entire political life, she's been fighting against herself. And that would be the toughest battle of all.
AOC's Bronx Girl act, total fiction. And now her own former schoolmate turned NY assemblyman is calling her out. Turns out, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez spent most of her life in a wealthy Westchester, not the Bronx streets she claims built her.
Welcome to FTL, when we shred leftist lies with a MAGA blade. I'm your host, and today we're exposing AOC's Bronx Girl scam thanks to Benny Johnson's viral YouTube takedown. His video, I investigated where AOC is really from, obliterated her narrative. Let's dive into the truth and why her lies matter MAGA style. Let's roll.
Welcome to the Bronx. This is where AOC says she's from. And this is where AOC is actually from. Welcome to Yorktown, the business hamlet of Yorktown Heights. There's mansions everywhere. It's beautiful, it's green, it's pristine, it's clean. And they even have a Christopher Columbus Society. I thought AOC got all those statues ripped down. Some structural racism right here in AOC's hometown. Today we're gonna investigate the biggest lie in all of politics, the fraud of AOC.
All right. Folks, AOC's been selling her Bronx Girl act like it's a Hollywood blockbuster. But Benny Johnson, conservative clapback king, demolished her story with a YouTube video racking up millions of views. Benny rode into Yorktown Heights, AOC's real hometown, and found no gritty Bronx streets, just a safe, clean, wealthy suburb. Let's unpack this fraud and why it's a slap to real Americans. AOC, dubbed the biggest fraud in Congress by Benny, built her brand on being Jenny from the block. Born in the Bronx's Parkchester Shore, but at 5, her family fled to Yorktown Heights, a cushy Westchester suburb with picket fences. Benny's drone shots of Yorktown scream apple pies, not street fights. He calls it a leafy white hamlet, far from AOC's urban struggle vibe. Assemblyman Matt Slater, her Yorktown High classmate, dropped yearbook receipts, tweeting BX girl, then why you in my Yorktown yearbook? Benny ran with it, calling her Bronx Girl stick, working class stolen valor, a savage line nailing her deception.
And here's the dirty little secret. AOC is not actually from the Bronx. Since AOC was an infant, her family has lived in a beautiful little hamlet called Yorktown Heights. This little town is the opposite of AOC's gritty, downtrodden, working class persona. It's clean and beautiful and safe. The neighborhood that AOC grew up in is well off, leafy and manicured. AOC went to elementary, middle, and high school here. She graduated from Yorktown High, where she went by the name Sandy Cortez. And then she graduated Boston University with an economics degree.
Why's a big deal? AOC's lies, the foundation of her political rise. She used the Bronx Girl myth to pose as a scrappy underdog, a bartender battling the elite that fueled a 2018 upset over Joe Crowley in New York's 14th district.
AOC is a communist who represents the Bronx in Congress. She's not just a rising star in the Democrat Party, she is the Democrat Party. Clearly preparing for a 2028 run, AOC is breaking fundraising records and filling stadiums to hype her Bronx Girl persona.
I'm a girl from the Bronx.
AOC won her seat in Congress in 2018 by attacking her establishment Democrat opponent as not being sufficiently from the Bronx.
That a Democrat who takes corporate money, doesn't live here, doesn't send his kids to our schools, doesn't drink our water, cannot possibly represent us.
AOC reflexively repeats that she's from the Bronx and a Bronx girl.
I speak like a girl from the block.
And again.
I grew up first generation in the Bronx.
And again.
Girls from the Bronx are welcome everywhere.
So often that it's almost a pathology.
Benny knows she told Stephen Colbert that Trump can't handle a Bronx girl. But as his video shows, she was sipping lattes in Yorktown, not slinging drinks in the hood. Her zip code shouldn't determine your destiny line. Ironic when she faked a zip code for votes. This lie gave AOC unearned street cred, landing her Bernie Sanders endorsements and squad. Fame without it, she's the suburban socialist with a loud X account. Benny's brutal quip, she's not from the Bronx, she's from where the biggest dramas are late lawnmower. His video mocks her claim of commuting 40 minutes to the Bronx to stay connected. Connected to what? A bodega fantasy.
In fact, AOC just pulled the Bronx girl card again this week, responding to President Trump, saying she would eat a Queens boy like Donald Trump for breakfast.
I don't think he knows how to deal with a girl from the Bronx.
Something's very wrong here. What functional adult repeats where they're from this often? Someone who's lying.
Benny calls it a bold-faced lie, insulting real Bronxites. Why is this wrong? AOC's fraud mocks the Bronx real struggles, poverty, crime, failing schools. Benny says her act disrespects communities, living the reality she's cosplaying. She steals her story to climb the Democrat ladder, and the left eats it up, ignoring her open border policies that hurt those communities. Benny's video highlights her ex, silence post expose, a world record for her usual chatter. From a MAGA view, Trump's to fix Benny. A Trump fan ties AOC's lies to the Democrats' authenticity crisis. Trump owns his Queens roots, no fakery. When AOC clapped back saying she'd eat Queens boys for breakfast, Benny and ex's Trump supporters roast her as a carpetbagging fraud.
So someone asked me to expose AOC and to give her background, say less. So AOC, also known as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she is U.S. Representative of New York's 14th Congressional District. So the way she portrays her life is in such a woe is me, I was in a working class, I lost my father at a young age, I had to work to help pay the bills, I came from the Bronx, I'm a Bronx girl. But in actuality, she was born in Parkchester, Bronx, moved 40 minutes north of the Bronx. She grew up in the suburbs, Westchester County, which now homes are selling for like $900,000 for perspective. AOC attended Yorktown High School, a very prominent high school, again, in the suburbs, but she's a Bronx girl. So back in 2019, when she was running in office, she said that she would be portraying and representing the working class. And I find that ironic because her father was an architect. She was actually from a middle class family, and her father, that small owned business that he owned, he founded an architectural firm. His architectural firm's name is Kirschbaum and Ocasio Roman Architects, PC. So most of her campaigning is about how she was a bartender, she had to work to help provide for her family after her father's passing. Her father passed from lung cancer, but in 2008, she was a sophomore in college at that time. So after her father's passing, the company that he started, it didn't just end, it's still in existence, bringing in like over $500,000 revenue annually. Even if she were to work as a bartender to help pay the bills, wouldn't you think that she would attend college nearby in New York and not out of state at a private university, Boston College? Boston College currently costs $93,000 for out of state students. So when AOC is in front of minority groups, I notice her accent changes. She starts using words like ain't. So she was in front of a minority group and she's saying, I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're right, AOC, there is nothing wrong with being a bartender, but what is wrong is changing your dialect and your tone to suit the audience that you're thinking appeases to them. The Democratic Party I find funny because it has a tendency to just have their people switch up accents based on who they're talking to. Jasmine Crockett does the same thing, and so does Kamala Harris. So what's my message? My message here is it's okay to relate to people, but it's another to just lie about your upbringing to appease to people that you think will relate to you. There's no need to be ashamed of your upbringing, how you were raised. Talk about the actual history of how you were raised, but to say you're from the Bronx, you come from a working class, a small business owner that your father was, it's just not accurate. So my personal opinion, another plant in the Democratic Party.
And it's worth noting that AOC didn't just live here as like a little kid or whatever. She was here before she could talk or walk. She was here as an infant. She moved here and then went to high school here. She graduated and went to Boston University, a very prestigious university. Then she decided that she was going to sign up for Communist Central Casting. Makes you wonder.
Trump's called her one of Congress's dumbest, and Benny's video proves it. She's all style, no substance. The MAGA movement, Benny says, backs real leaders, not fakes, like AOC. Benny's posts show millions demanding truth. The media ignored. Outlets like the New York Times buried this, but Benny's turning point. USA backed, hustle broke it. His videos a masterclass in exposing leftist nonsense, leaving AOC scrambling. Why care?
Since AOC is about to run for president, we thought it would be important to investigate the town that gave America its most famous communist.
This is not the Bronx. As you can see here, this is the leafy, beautiful Parkway suburbs. Is that a golf course? Oh, it's gorgeous. What a pleasant and wonderful drive. I feel like I'm on my way to Pleasantville. Very much looking forward to finding out where AOC is from.
After a 90-minute drive from New York City, we finally got to Yorktown Heights. Check out this beautiful entry to the city. Trees lining the road, some mansions, some beautifully manicured lawns, American flags. This looks like an awesome place to be from. You get out of the car and you find something like this.
Welcome to the capitalist horrors of AOC's Yorktown Heights Patriot State Park. You can see here a Veterans Memorial Circle that's been beautifully tended and groomed with a lot of American flags and a lot of honor for our great nation. Really, just a terrifying place to grow up here. I hear that there are miles of luscious trails going through the forest here. Boy, you can understand why you'd become a communist growing up in a hood like this.
While we were filming our outro for this video, a man honked his horn and jumped out of his car wearing a MAGA hat. And guess what? He's a subscriber, and he knows AOC.
It's beautiful here.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here. And AOC obviously was a resident and went to the high school that I went to as well. So
for a long time, she was here for here for close to 20 years.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
AOC's lie reflects a Democrat party thriving on deception. Benny's expose shows she's a elitist faking struggle to control the narrative. Trump's MAGA movement delivers raw honesty, putting America first and exposing frauds. AOC's Bronx Act betrays every patriot, valor and truth. That's the FTL Takedown Patriots. Benny's Yorktown expose proved AOC's a fraud. Like, subscribe and share to spread the truth. Follow FTL for more red pill fire. Let's fight for Trump's America where liars like AOC get exposed and patriots win. MAGA 2025.